Chris.
And welcome to our new podcast, everybody.
Lights, camera, action.
Let's talk.
There it is, there it is.
Today's guest is a very exciting guest. He's a filmmaker, director, producer, writer, name all of that. He is the bomb.
There he is.
We can't wait to introduce you. Our first guest for today is Idris Pearson.
Come on,
everybody
man.
give a clap up.
Oh, well, I'm home. Look at that. What's up, family?
What's up? What's up?
How you doing, my man?
I'm good. How are y'all?
You're doing
brother.
doing good.
For the people that's out there, the best two husband and wife duo in the game. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all.
Brother.
Thank you so much.
Humble.
When we were thinking about our podcast and thinking about people to bring on as guests, we thought of you because of all the things that you have done, and you're an inspiration to a lot of people and to us.
Yeah, man.
So we're glad that you are here.
Amen. Amen.
It is an honor to be here. I thank you all for the kind words. I think it is just working with people like yourself and to see you guys flourish is an amazing thing, man. So I really appreciate you all.
Same for you. Same for you.
You know, game recognized game. That's why we picked the people. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we were talking a little earlier.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A little earlier. But you really were one of those people when I first stepped out into this thing called acting that helped me shape and see beyond what I knew. You know what I'm saying? Because when you come in this thing, even if you know it, you don't know it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't. You know, you might have a natural gift to sit on and say some words and dialogue, but there should be an emotional reaction behind those, and because you're telling a story. And if you don't understand that throughout the story you're telling, it won't be believable.
Right.
It won't be, the thing. And you are one of those people that helped me see that. And brother, I'm telling you, respect, dude.
Like you said, we were talking earlier, and now that I think about it, I would probably engaged it incorrectly after, because I think were new. I mean, I had been doing it for a few years when we started working together, but there are certain things that I didn't know either.
Right.
That I didn't until like after some things I think when COVID hit, it actually helped me a lot because I was able to sit down and really get to understand the craft of directing, of writing. I took classes for writing. I was reading, one of my favorite books is John Bradham, Directing. And
Okay.
I go back and listen to. I haven't really finished. It's an audible book. I haven't really finished the entire book because he has so many nuggets through like the first 5 or 6 chapters. Like I haven't gotten to the end yet.
Oh, wow.
And so like directing is a passion. Writing is a passion that I have.
Right.
There's so many things that I've been in, that I've done that has either fizzled out or I transitioned to because I started in music.
Okay.
So,
What
yeah.
you do? You like?
So I was a rapper at first. I rapped for like 20 years.
What type of rapper were you?
At the beginning, I wasn't as humbled and as spiritual.
A couple
as
bees and hoes would fly out there.
No, I didn't do that because I got sisters. I got 5 sisters. So
Okay.
like, what I'm saying, I wouldn't say bees. Hoes probably feel like, but like, I was the one that was, because when I was younger, my dad died when I was 18, so I was drinking from a young age. So during that time, I was into drinking. I was into girls. I had a really bad attitude. I tried not to fight because if I fought, I would black out. So it's certain things that I did then that I talked about, and I tried to not mimic those things as I've gotten older.
I got you.
That's good.
That's what's up.
You come a long way from there.
Yeah, very long way.
Yeah, I
that
do
is
understand
awesome.
that drinking thing, brother. I do. 15 years sober. Well, actually, be 15 years sober October.
Congratulations.
Right.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's
So I understand that world.
yeah, because it'll be 20 years for me.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations, brother.
Congratulations.
I stopped when I was, about 20 years. I stopped when I was like 22. And the only reason why I had to stop, it was a forced stop.
Oh,
Because we would have to travel throughout the state.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be like a Thursday night. And everybody started drinking. I got off work. They got off work before I did.
Mm-hmm.
So they would start drinking by the time I got to the spot, I became a designated driver.
Got you.
So becoming a designated driver, because everybody's lives was in my hands, and they had kids, married, well, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
How would I look
I
to
got
do
you.
something like that? And then
I feel you.
you know what I mean. So that's one of the reasons. That's the main reason why I stopped.
that is a good reason
Yeah,
because you didn't want to put anybody in harm, and that's a good character right there of how you are as a person because you care about people and you care about their lives and what they do, and we can see that in everything that you do that we've seen. Because when I first met you, I met you on the set when my husband was actually doing it. And when I met you on there and I saw everything unfold and stuff, I was like, these people right here, especially you, you're talented. You're talented, you know what you're doing, you know what to look for, and that's why we have this connection with you because of the fact that we like people to grow up, like, or glow up, as we say, because we don't want anybody that's going to pull us down, and you just lifts us up and you inspires us, and I really like that.
I appreciate that. I think the one thing that I try my best to do, I love seeing people win.
Amen.
You don't try, you do. Because if you try, you give up. But if you do, you keep going and you keep going and you doing that.
Right.
You're doing your thing. That's what you do.
And everybody, you know what? That's funny that you say that because I tell everybody the same thing. I say you can't try because you're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate. I have to make sure I reciprocate that to myself a lot of times because I'm always wanting to see people be exalted. It doesn't matter if it's if they take me with them. None of that matters to me. What matters is I can say, hey, I know that dude right there. Let me call him. Let me call him so I can say, I know him.
Right.
I know Demi because we worked on sets together. Now, she may be on Country Wayne skit now, but I know who she is. I can call her if I need to. You know what I mean? So and even with that, like when I seen you on that, the first thing was congratulations because not many people know. Like Country Wayne has started a soap opera on YouTube.
Yeah. Totally.
Everybody watches it, and so like when I seen you and this another young lady from Greenville. Her name is Corinne Sanchez. She's did something with him as well. So seeing you guys doing it, the first thing I do, I pick my phone up. Hey, I seen you on this. Congratulations, because it makes me light up to just see people doing what they love doing and winning.
Yeah, and I really do appreciate that because sometimes you do all of this and nobody recognizes you or tell you congratulations or give you a pat on the back. But sometimes you just have to encourage yourself and know that you're doing well and you're doing a good job because from the movies that we see that you do and you help out with, direct, produce, or whatever, they've been amazing. I love looking at your movies. We'll sit there and watch a movie like, oh, I like
who
that.
did this? And we're like, yeah, who did this? Like, oh, this is movie. Like, okay, so we sit there. Oh, shit. We give back. We like to give back and look and see where we came from. And like you said, those people that you want to see people grow. You want to see somebody blow up. You know what I'm saying? I have that moment where you can look back in this thing and be like, yeah, I know him. Yeah, for real. He'd be like, yeah, I know him. Yeah, I hang out with that person there. You know what I'm saying? Be like, oh, how are they? You know what I'm saying? They cool.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, because just like in the industry, you have a lot, even if it's not in the industry, you have a lot of people hating on each other. Why not uplift each other everybody's doing the same thing. Lift them up instead of being jealous of this person or not giving them stuff, or, oh, I don't want to work with this person, oh, you think you're better than that person. We never thought that we were better than anybody. We just like to help and we like to give, just like you. You don't think you're better than anybody. You like to give, and you give from your heart. And we love that. We really do.
I definitely appreciate it. It's one thing that one of my guys taught me. His name Darren DeShazer with Filmmaker Studios. He actually got to work with Ava DuVernay before she got big.
Oh, that's
cool.
And it was one thing that he said that she did was she made sure that the person, the janitor, she made sure she spoke to everyone on set, and made sure she treated everyone with respect.
Right.
Because when you do that, people, you never know what people are going through during that day. Just a simple hello, hey, how you doing? It can make someone's day. It can actually change the dynamic of their day to make them not go do something crazy.
And it can also change the dynamic of your life.
Right.
In the future. You saying a kind word to one person now that's people say a lowly janitor or whatever, but in the movie business, but they got a dream, and next thing you know, that dream takes off, and they, how about, Idris, because you said those kind words to us. So, yeah.
And you know, you guys know how we do on set. You know, we like to have fun. We like to cut up. You know what I mean? So, like, even during those times, like, it may be one of the serious scenes, and somebody may come after we have cut. Somebody says just a joke, so it just lightens up the mood. Right. So it's things like that that just that make the thing that we do such a big thing, because like everybody don't get to do it. People want to do what we do. People see what you do. They want to do it. They don't know how to get started, or they're afraid to do it. So those that are tuning in, I encourage you just to do it, just to start. And it's easier said than done. It's one of the hardest things to do is start. But once you begin, you can go far.
Yeah, the sky's the limit.
I was talking with our camera guy today, Aaron, and we were saying that basically the same thing. Sometimes we wait for the time's right, the money, blah 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 blah. None of that's ain't gonna ever be right. Start with what you have. Exactly. If you do, they say, especially when you talk about God, if you use what you have in your hand, He will use what He has in His.
And His hand is a whole lot bigger than ours.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's all He wants you to do, though, is use what He put in your hand. You know what I'm saying? I think, we try to wait for, I need money and I need all these things, and no, you don't. All you need is belief in that you can do it. Right. And just step out and do it, no matter what you have. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah.
And I think one thing too, like, and I always say this, and like people say, well, you can do it. Yeah, I know I can do it. I know I can call people and say, hey, would you do this for me? But it's something about being able to put money in your hands to help. And it's not even, it may not even be a lot of money. If I can say, yo, this is what I can do. Hey Chris, I need you for this character, man. I can't do too much. I give you $100 a day. That $100 may be like, oh, it's not okay. $100 a day. That may be $100 that you needed that week.
I'm telling
you. Know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
You never know. So it's always good to do, just to reach out and just say, I got something for you. Even if I may not say, I don't know what I can do, but I'm gonna do something for you.
You always got you. We always got you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Because we understand in this thing, putting movies together, and it costs money. Yeah. Just like we were talking earlier, it costs money, and you don't want to take somebody's time and use somebody's time without reciprocating. Right. Exactly. What you've done for me and my quest. But sometimes it don't always fizzle out that way. Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I believe that, like you say, with the man that you are and the man that we know, we understand that no matter where you get in this thing, you always gonna give. Right. You know what I'm saying? But for us, it's no you know, it's no problem because we understand. We like you. We love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It ain't about no money. You know what I'm saying? It's about a friendship. You know what I'm saying? We connected because of a friendship, because of this love of acting and this world of entertainment and entertaining the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that is what we got in this business to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And also from you being who you are, when we got on set, you greeted us, you were friendly, told us what you needed. Everybody was so kind and welcoming. What made you decide to do that, to make sure that your set was set up the way it was? I know for us, when we do our sets, we make sure everybody is taken care of and so forth. But it was because of going to other sets and seeing how other productions did. We wanted to do something a little bit different. What is your take on that?
One thing being on set is we're there 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours on a bad day. It could be. I've been on the set for 23 hours. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about being on set is having a positive atmosphere,
Right.
a comfortable atmosphere.
Right.
Because, and I tell actors that I work with, hey, you're gonna mess up. You're human.
Yeah.
If you don't mess, if you're gonna mess up a line,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and that's okay. But the thing is, just come in, just as long as you know your lines, everything else is gonna go fine.
Right.
I try to build chemistry, like this one, like the book that I was talking about, John Bradham was like, he said in his book, after any rehearsal that you do, or anything that you do, even if it's a shoot that you don't get to rehearse, go speak with every actor individually. Get an understanding of who they are. Like anytime I do a rehearsal, it's like, especially like I said, COVID changed some things. You know, we can rehearse it anytime we want to because we got Zoom. Of course, everybody's schedule is insane, but you know, find a way to schedule it and then Zoom. But after every Zoom rehearsal I do, I reach out to every actor that I work with on that Zoom, and I say, "How do you feel? What you thought about it? What's your thoughts?" Because one thing about film and being on that set, chemistry means a lot.
Yes, it does.
If you have a good chemistry, and if you go in there and say, "Look, I'm going to have a positive. My set is going to be positive at all times.
Right.
It's going to be organized. I'm going to make sure that everything is running smoothly. Yes, sometimes people are going to be late. Sometimes things happen where everybody's going to be late. But at the same time, you can't get frustrated. And I learned this from a young lady that I work with. I'm not sure if y'all work with VA Victoria Glover. VA.
Not yet, but I follow her.
But yeah, so I work. VA was one thing when I did my second short film, and I was very frustrated. And she pulled me to the side. She's like, "Yo, bro, hey, I get that you're going through something, but you can't have this on set because it trickles down to everyone else." And from that day forward, I was like, "You know what, you're right. Because if I'm frustrated, everybody's gonna be frustrated. I'm the captain of this ship, and if I turn the ship the wrong way, we all going the wrong way.
Oh yeah.
So I have to make sure when I go on set that I have a positive mindset, even if I'm having a bad day. And it's to this day, I always have a headache before I go on set. And I'm not sure what it is. It may be the stress level because
It probably is. I would say.
yeah, people don't understand. Like a lot of people that don't do film, as a director, and you guys know from a director's perspective,
It's a busy day.
it's not the physical
Right.
exhaustion, it's the mental exhaustion.
Right.
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to make sure that every problem is solved even before the problem happens.
Right.
Yeah.
So on set, I try to make sure that we're all positive. We have a good time. Everyone is comfortable because when you're comfortable, you be more natural. Then we talk about lines like I tell everybody, every actor I work with, my pet peeve is not knowing your lines on set. Because if we got 3 or 4 cameras, we may do 3 or 4 takes. We shouldn't go over 5. You know what I mean? And if we go over 5, it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
Because we're human, we all mess up. Like I throw out a lot of people's names because there's a lot of people I've had the pleasure to work with. Sheena Foster is one of the young ladies that we always work together. That's like a dynamic duo. When she did her she did her web series called Why Am I Still Single, and they were going through the dialogue, and it was like, yo, the dialogue was going so well, and they got finished with the dialogue. Yo, cut. Hey, we messed up. Where? Where did you mess up at? Yeah, I missed this line, but we were able to jump back into it because those be some of the best takes because
don't mess with
it flows so naturally.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's the job of actors, though.
Yeah.
That's our job. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes actors don't understand that either, especially if they're new in this game. You know, I didn't understand it. It's almost like improv. Keep the scene going. Like I've learned when you're doing improv is don't stop. You know it's not an answer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever somebody does and you have to pick up, no, it's not an answer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Always remember that. Always keep the scene alive to what you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if been on scene last week doing a line and a line was dropped from me and my wife spoke and I was supposed to say another line and I didn't. But she spoke her next line which kept the scene going. You know what I'm saying? So it was absolutely breathtaking, you know, in that regard. And, you know, after it was done, it was like, Chris, you missed the line. And I was but y'all did it, make it look so good. But that's what we do, damn it. That's what we do.
And when you make it look easy, you have no choice but like, dang, wait, hold on.
Right.
You know, you know, of course, like in independent filmmakers, we don't have everybody in each place like we should. You know what I'm saying? Because of budgets, you know, we're talking about money wise. But like when you have a script supervisor, they may be able to catch it.
Right.
But even if like you're flowing so well and the script supervisor can't catch it, that's how you know it sounds too natural. It sounds really natural.
Right.
Oh yeah.
There's
It
nothing
should be.
you can do.
Yeah, nothing you can do about it. Let it be.
Right. Exactly.
Let it be what it is.
That is so true because sometimes people will stop in the middle. Oh, I messed up. Can we start again? Well, why do you just keep going?
Yeah, I
Just
didn't
keep
call.
going.
If the director didn't call,
You stay in
keep
character.
going. I'm talking with you. Just like, and I've seen some actors when all dialogue is done, but action has not been cut.
Yeah.
They will step out of character and look towards that which they know. I'll be like, is that it? Oh, you want me to keep going?
Because it could just be something going on like it.
Right. You sometimes need to let it breathe. You need to see your reaction because no telling what the scene was. If it was a violent turmoil that just happened and one person ran out, you might want to see what this character is going to do after by themselves. You know what I'm saying? And if the actor doesn't understand that, that's the thing I've gotten into now.
Yeah.
Really, totally. And I am 100% on it. If you're ever going to be in acting, ever, if you don't understand your situation, your surroundings, what you're doing, the scene, you don't do it.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that acting, directing, producing, filmmaking, and all of that is just easy. You don't have to do any training or anything. You just go ahead and automatically you're a star. No, it doesn't happen that way. You should get trained in it when you can. Get the training, keep learning.
We got
even the biggest actors, they still train and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just because you got a role and so forth in this, don't mean that you blew up or anything. It means that you're doing okay. Keep going, keep training, keep learning. You can always get better with each thing you do,
And
like that.
Two things with that, right? When you feel like you have mastered it, you need to quit.
Right.
Because now, you know what I mean? Or, like my guys tell me, like, don't be the smartest in the room, always be the dumbest in the room. Because when you're the dumbest in the room, you're always going to learn something. And I always try to I always try to make sure that I'm the dumbest in the room. Because I enjoy, especially when it comes to this, I enjoy learning. Like, I was, my guy Darren, and my other guy Q, I was just talking to Q on my way here. And I was like, it's something that they do. When we block the scene, Darren and Q are both cinematographers. Darren had told the actors, because I always ask my cinematographers, what do you see cinematically? Because we see things naturally from, as a director. We're looking at the natural thing. They're looking exactly cinematically.
Right.
So he switched the characters position. And when I called action and I seen the character that he switched walk by the camera to take a seat, I was like, dang, why I didn't do that?
Right.
Because I know that makes depth to the camera.
Right.
It makes it feel like you're there seeing them walk past. The second thing is when I get with actors and we have our first meeting or whatever, I always tell them, hey, you have to get to know your character, mimic your character, then become your character. And they're like, I know it sounds, and I always say, I know it sounds crazy, but you have to get to know them, because you have to get to know what they are, what they do, the things they are. Right. And once you begin to mimic them, when you mimic them, you're just mocking what they're doing. And then when you become them, so by the time you get to set, you have become this person, and it's easy to do the things that they do, because and I told a guy named Jason Bowder, we did The Dreamer together, and I told Jason, I was like, bro, like that scene, you don't even look like yourself.
I got you.
And to those that don't know hasn't been in acting, when you say you don't look like yourself, that means you've become that person. Yep. And so when that transformation happens, and that's when you know you have one of the, I think it's, if you feel you have one of the best scenes, because as directors, we can't have a favorite character, we can't have a favorite scene, anything like that. So that's what it is.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where were you born?
Born and raised in Columbia, South Carolina. Been there all going on 43 years of my life. I should have moved, but I didn't move. But born and raised in Columbia. Got 5 sisters.
Oh wow.
I'm next to the baby. I have a younger sister than me.
They do this type of work.
My baby sister, y'all may have worked with my baby sister. She's worked with Felicia a few times. Nicole Weston. She's married, of course, with children.
Is she with Prevalent Institute?
Yeah, that's my baby sister.
I know her. I modeled for her.
Yeah, that's my baby sister.
That's your sister?
That's my baby sister.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I meant to text her today just to tell her I'm very proud of her because of where she's come. And so yeah, I have them. I have 5 sisters. On my second marriage, we have a blended family of 4 children. I don't say that they're my bonus kids. I don't say my step kids. That's my son and my daughter. So all of my kids, I got 4 kids.
You just like us then, because we have 6 kids. We're a blended family as well. And he had 3 girls and 1 boy, and I had 2 boys. But those are all our kids.
Exactly.
There are no bonuses here.
No bonus.
Yeah, those are our babies right there.
16, 2 13s, and 12.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
You got twins?
No, that's the blended. We got 2 girls, 2 boys, which was perfect. You know what I mean? So,
that's dope.
And like I said, I did music for 20 years. I fell into film. I've gotten into podcasts. So it's been a fun journey. You know what I mean?
Have you fallen away from music?
I have. I've fallen a long way from music. I actually retired from music.
Oh wow!
I put it on Facebook. I didn't have a huge name. I did like success-wise, and everybody sees success differently. I did everything that I wanted to do in the music industry. Like I had music on radio. I released projects. I toured. We did in the southeast region. You know what I mean? I was able to do those things. I've met big names. I've met people that I looked up to. I did everything in the music that I wanted to do. And so like even now, I still dabble with it. I feel like I need to finish this last thing that I've done. I got like 4 or 5 songs recorded.
Okay.
I need to. I want
these
to
are like
get done and get
rap songs.
Yeah, they're actually Christian hip hop songs. Christian hip hop songs. So I transitioned from mainstream.
Almost like Freeze.
Yeah, like just like Freeze. Yeah.
Okay.
Like so I work with Freeze. I work with Dr. Brandon Glover music wise. Of course, we work with Brandon on the film together. And like working with those guys like Brandon, VA. And this young lady named Tangi Brickhouse Beatty. She does stage play at Wild Production in
Columbia.
And yeah, so you've heard of her. Shout out to them, her and Tamara and Jositra. They have a joint on Tubi called, and of course because I'm trying to think of it, it's I can't think of it right now, but it's on
But when
Tubi.
you do think of it, let us know because
Yeah.
we'll be following them
I
as well.
definitely make sure y'all check that out, and I can't think of it right now off the top of my head. But working with those people, I've seen them as mentors. They helped me. All of them have helped me so much to get to where I am. Then I met Darren and Q from Filmmaker Studios, and we just became a brotherhood. Became like the ones. Once I got with them, we just kind of stuck. And
Film Barrels, is that in Georgia?
no, they're out of Chicago.
Okay.
Darren stays in Charlotte. Q is still in Chicago. Actually, there one thing that they connected with. There's this website called Tilfy, which we have kind of worked with each other. They work with Film Bureau and Tilfy has worked together, and it's a community of filmmakers. So if anybody right now, like if you're watching right now, make sure you go to Tilfy.com. Tilfy.com. It is free for the year 2025, where all filmmakers, actors, directors, cinematographers, makeup artists, location scouts, anything that you name, what they're trying to do, they're trying to build a community where everyone can connect with each other. Like, because you have people that and I do it too. We get people that we're so used to that we work with most of the time because we know they can do the job. But the community of Tilfy, the Tilfy brand is trying to build, is where we can all connect in one area and say, hey, I might want to work with somebody from Detroit, or I might want to work with somebody from LA, and then you just can search you're looking for actors in certain spots, and then you go from there and choose what you need. So
I think that's what you sent. You sent me that?
I think I did.
I didn't know what it was.
Okay. So yeah.
Now that I know.
Tilfy.com. So just
Okay.
working with that and working in that area. So.
Okay.
That's
So
dope. I like that.
growing up as a kid, I know for me, growing up as a kid, I would immerse myself into movies and stuff from the things that were going on in my life and so forth. And I've always wanted to be an actress and so forth. For that, for you, and what made you want to be a filmmaker or a rapper or director type?
I didn't want to be nothing, none of those. I wanted to play in the NBA. I wanted to play basketball. I thought I was going to go to the NBA. Before about the time I think I was like about 13, 14, I had beginning to have arthritis in my knees. So my knees were kind of messed up by the time I was in high school. I did get to play my sophomore year in high school, play basketball. But then like my family, my grandfather, my uncles, my mom, they were all in music. So I seen music as hereditary. So like that's why I kind of went to music. I wanted to be a singer, but unfortunately that didn't work out. So I went to the next thing, which was rapping. So that's how I got into rapping and did music for, like I said, for 20 years. I've had the messed up contracts. I've got messed out of money. I've been through that situation. My story may not be as big as others, but it's pretty much the same as everybody else.
But everybody has a story to tell.
That's
so
very
no
true.
matter how big, how small, they always have a story.
That is very true.
And people need to hear it.
And so make sure you read your contracts, those that are still in music.
Right.
And then I kind of fell into film. And how I fell into film, me and a friend of mine, we were talking about doing movies. And like, I thought when LL was one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah,
for a while and it wasn't because how good of a rapper he was. It was how he was able to be on both sides of the scale. He was able to go from music to film. Because he started in sitcoms and then movies. So I seen him and I liked how he did it. So I wanted to do the same thing that he did, but I didn't want to be. I thought I wanted to be an actor. So we were talking. Me and my guy Chris Darnell. We were talking about doing a movie. He was like, man, just go ahead and write it. So that's what I did. I wrote my first movie, which is Are You In or Out? It's on YouTube now. And I didn't want to act in it. I just wanted to write it. And I had to act in it because the guy that I wanted, he couldn't do it. So I had to play his role. So that's how I started acting. And I was like, yeah, acting is not for me. Acting is a lot of work. And I started getting into the directing side of it. Started to be behind the scenes. Once I got behind the scenes, I was like, okay, this is where I need to be at.
Gotcha.
You know.
So how was the transition from being a rapper of 20 years to transitioning to be a filmmaker and then a director?
It was actually pretty simple because writing music, you know, you're telling a story in a 3-minute time frame, 3 to 5 minute time frame, right? Unless you like Michael Jackson, and you do pretty much a film on your video. But I use that because I always wanted to tell stories, and I see a script as a song, but it's just elaborated out, and it just has every part that you need to talk about is in that part. So now the hard part about it was finding the community, and because in Colombia I didn't know anything. The only thing I knew was music. So it was easy to find the music community because I was out about it. But the film community, it wasn't hard. It was hard. And the only person that I knew, me and VA started working together. And once me and VA started working together, VA introduced me to other people. And then Brandon was, we did music, but I didn't know he was in the film. So we started, and I realized he was in the film. I was like, oh, okay, now I'm doing this. So that they transitioned. And then for me to help with, like, when it came to script writing and casting, that's where Tangi came in at. And Tangi showed me how to actually format a script. She told me where to go to format a script. She showed me how to cast people, cast how you want to do, because, and she always said, if you have that gut, if it's a feeling in your gut about an actor, go with that actor, because that's the one that's going to stand out. So that it was hard because of the community, but it was easy because I was always in the entertainment industry. So it's just certain things that I knew business wise that I could make work. It's just like one thing that we all as independent filmmakers have an issue with is getting funding. Right. I mean, so that's one thing that we're always working on. That's one thing that I'm continuously working on.
Roger that.
And we are too. And we know how hard it is to get that funding or someone to believe in what you're actually putting out there. Because a lot of times you'll find people, but they don't believe in you. They don't believe in your craft and so forth. You got to find those people are generally in the same field as you in order to get that from that.
Exactly.
You know,
So,
unless they just got money and a passion, you know, and you can woo them almost.
I just need about 100K. I can do 2 movies with 100,000.
Oh yeah. Shit. Yeah. Easy. Easy.
so growing up, what was your favorite movie as a kid?
And what is your favorite movie now?
As a kid, I can tell you one that is not my favorite movie off the top of my head.
Which one is that?
Hellraiser. I haven't.
For real?
I will not watch Hellraiser to this day. And I've watched every scary movie. I've watched every slasher movie. Hellraiser is the only one that I have not watched. And the reason why is my sisters, they were watching Hellraiser, and I walked in on the part where one of the chains went through the guy. And boy, that must have scared me when I was a kid. So I won't watch that to this day. Favorite movie wise, as a kid, man, that's a really good question.
Let me ask this: you ever like Goonies? Did you ever see Goonies?
I did, yeah, of course.
You like that movie?
I like Goonies.
Goonies
I like
was the
Goonies.
shit.
I think as a child, as a kid, it would be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
I can get down with that.
The original one.
I can get down with that.
Now I have a multitude of movies. It depends on what genre.
Right.
So, but the movie that I will watch on repeat, and my wife hates this movie, is The Mummy Returns.
Oh, for real?
Mine used to be Life.
Oh, that's another one.
Right.
You know what my movie is? He already know. Blade.
Oh yeah.
I can watch
that.
The only one I don't like is the third one.
The third one.
But the second one is my out of the 3. The second one is the best.
The first one I like.
The first one is the dope, but then that's what you're supposed to do when you make a movie. The next one's got to be better than the first one, and that's how 2 was.
Yeah,
with
2
Blade.
to me was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I like. I'll watch them.
Yeah, we'll watch the
"Babe,
shit out of that.
let's watch Blade."
That's another one my wife don't like either. Like, I watch Blade 1 and 2 back to back. It won't even bother me. Like, well, you watching that movie again? Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
What type, since you like horror movies, do you film a lot of horror movies? Do you?
I haven't gotten to film a horror movie yet. I haven't
Have you
written one yet either.
Yeah, okay.
Have you? Are you thinking about?
I am.
Yeah, we
I
are
am.
too.
You got any ideas?
I got a couple, I think.
Roger that. Yeah,
I am right. I've written a thriller.
Okay.
I kind of dabble in thriller and drama a lot. Like on the writing, but I'm working with a couple people who want to do sitcoms. We've done a sitcom. Comedy is one of the hardest things to write because you're not sure.
Is it gonna be funny?
Is it gonna be funny or not? Go ahead and get that. So like comedy is hard. It's hard to write. You want this close up?
I know, right?
Comedy is hard to write. Sci-fi is another one. I actually got to write a sci-fi film. Well, not really a sci-fi film. Got to do that. That was fun. But I usually dabble with drama and thriller. But for horror, I do want to do one. I want to do like one of the like. I think it'd probably be a slasher.
Okay.
Because I like gore. I don't know why.
Me too.
We do. We watch that. We even gotten into watching Japanese and Korean movies.
Oh, those be the ones.
Those be off the chain. Them,
so
they
like
straight off the cuff. I be like, oh my God, they know what they doing over there.
They do.
They know what they doing.
a lot of those that are a lot of foreign movies. They're some of the best movies. They may not have the quality. But they're some of the best movies. I think a lot of Americans kind of strayed away from actually telling a story,
right?
And giving a plot,
right. Because now it's just got to be big and poppy. You know what I'm saying? And the killer's got to be big and poppy. And it's like, no, it ain't got to. No, tell me a story and scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, and you know what? It didn't scare me, but it was really good to me. The Smile.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, I could dig that.
Those two, it's a great story.
Right, I could dig
great
that.
Movie. You know what I mean? Both of them. And I think they did a good job when they did Megan with the dog.
Oh
yeah. I like
they got
that
another one coming out.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. So
they got another one coming out, and then they got a spin-off of that too, where it's another type of dog. I don't know. I think it's a male dog though. But they got a spin-off of that. I was reading on Blavity.
We'll check that out.
Yeah, I was like, okay, thoroughly impressed.
You gotta see it first though.
If we have this food here, as
Yeah,
you
man,
know,
if
that you
you
want
want
something
something
to
to
snack on while you're doing this and stuff like that. So, let's see. This is a tough one for me too. What's your favorite actor or director or executive producer?
Favorite actor, Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay. Oh, he is really good.
Samuel L.
I can play with that.
A reason why I like Samuel L. Jackson, number one, his story, where he came from.
Right.
But he can play any role.
Yes.
He's one of the most, and don't get me wrong, Denzel is as well. But they all are together. They all went to school together.
Right.
But Samuel L., I don't think he didn't get the kudos until recently. I think he just finally won his first Oscar a couple years ago.
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson, my favorite actor. Favorite director, Anthony Fuqua.
Okay.
And Quentin Tarantino.
Okay. I can feel that.
Favorite writer is Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
I like the way Quentin writes. I do.
Yeah, he's
I do
different.
like his, I guess, abrupt approach at everything that's maybe simple. How he will turn something so small into such a big calamity within this little small world.
Right.
And it's dope. You know what I'm saying?
It is. I'm not sure how many people know this, but if you watch Pulp Fiction, when you watch it, if you watch it backwards, that's actually the right side of the right way to watch it, because Pulp Fiction is backwards.
What?
Oh,
It starts backwards.
right.
Yeah, it starts at the end and it goes to the beginning.
Oh,
Right, because I always wondered. I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, well, why is the motorcycle scene now? Why are we having all this now? And I forgot, somebody else told me about that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, but it was a point in the movie that it physically made me like, why are we here now? You know what I'm saying? And I didn't understand it until, you know, somebody told me. But yeah.
It's one of those things, and that's why you gotta love how Quentin writes, like, because, and then also he always take a lot of people do it now, but I believe he was one of the first. He takes a scene from the middle of the movie and put it at the beginning of the movie to capture your attention, to go back to the beginning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. That's one thing I like about him. Of course, Spike Lee is one of the guys that always comes to mind, because Spike is just that dude.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. I give Spike props. I do, you know, because one of my favorite movies of all time, Malcolm X. You know, I love that movie. You know what I'm saying? I love the story. I love everything about the story. You know, about the man.
But the story behind it goes even deeper.
Yeah,
because he didn't have all the money to finish it.
Right.
So you know what I mean. So it's and it became pretty much how they say now, a cult classic.
Yes.
So yeah, those things like those guys, like I definitely look up to. And I also always go back to, you know, you can't leave out Scorsese.
Yeah.
Can't leave out Hitchcock. You can't leave
Right.
out. You know what I'm saying? Can't leave out Spielberg. Love Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler work is like I love Ryan Coogler work. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't get put on. He got put on like the way I feel like I probably will as well. It's like a film that may not get that much attention and get some of the most attention.
Right.
And he's got another movie actually with Michael B. Jordan coming out. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be really good.
Yeah, so those guys I appreciate. It was the executive producer. I don't really know many executive producers that I could think of.
Right.
What about yourself? Aren't you executive?
Yeah.
You gotta give yourself kudos.
I will give myself kudos because that money coming out of pocket, that mug hit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
yes.
So I will.
But you, in the end, you benefit the most.
Yeah.
That's why they get paid the most.
You're right. But it's a great thing that, you know, to understand every aspect, you know, because I didn't like being a producer until recently.
Right. Yeah, because, you know, with me and my wife, you know, we do the same thing. You know, we had to learn it all when we went back to school. We understood, because we just did it because out of the love, seeing everybody do it and just wanting to do it. And we was like, okay, we had to put on all these hats. You know what I'm saying? And understand that these are positions that are in the industry that somebody gets paid, you know, a nice paycheck.
Right.
This is a job title. But as you know, as independent artists, we have to wear a lot of hats. And you have to understand this. And a lot of times I didn't understand it, that we were already doing this until we went back to school and, oh shit, I'm already doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. And like even with writing, like I took the writing class with Javon Johnson, right? And Javon is on Tyler Perry's The Butler.
I've seen they had a class for him recently, a workshop or something.
Yeah. So I actually got to work with him and taught me the actual way to write. And I started in class. I was like, man, I don't really do this. Now I know why I do this, because every movie that you watch, it does it. Then you know you read the books. Like I read Save the Cat. Save the Cat is different than the way I was taught, but it's the exact same thing, just a few extra steps.
Right.
And understanding that every genre, there really isn't. There's only a few different genres, and every movie can actually coincide with each other.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's nothing that's new that somebody can write today that hasn't already been written in some form or fashion. You know what I'm saying?
It's just your unique spin on it.
Right.
Like he was saying, like in the Save the Cat book, Blake Snyder says, Monsters Inc. is the Matrix. And when you think about it, it is the exact same thing.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right,
So,
right.
So just understanding those different aspects and understand like, hey, I can definitely do this. I can make sure it works out.
Yeah. And I noticed that a lot of people say they can do things. A lot of people, you see, they want to be actors, directors, filmmakers and all this, but they don't want to put in the work. They just want you to, because I'm an actor or whoever now, you got to work with me. Like for actors, they don't want to send in self-submission tapes to you. They think you're supposed to pick them because you worked with them before. You've seen some of their stuff. And normally it doesn't work that way. Normally you have to take into account of what the character is this time.
Right.
The character you played before may not be the same.
Yeah,
And if it's not, can you bring out that character to what we need it to be? If you can't, then we won't pick you for that or whatever. Exactly. Don't think it's because we don't like your acting or anything. Exactly. It's because we need something different.
Yeah, right.
So how do you encourage somebody that wants to do filmmaking, acting, directing, and all of that? How do you encourage them to keep going, to keep pushing through? Because through all of it, because it's going to be a lot of no's, but there's going to be some yes there. But what do you tell your folks?
What do you tell yourself?
That's the hardest part. Telling myself, because I tell everybody, hey man, you can do this. I believe in you. I know you can do it. If you need help, I'll help you. I'll show you. I'll give it to you from my perspective.
I want to see what it looks like from you.
Man,
that's because we respect you, and that's why we want to. Whoa, how did he do it? Because there are days when we be like, fuck, man, should we do this? You know what I'm saying?
There were, still are a lot of days where I'm not sure.
I feel you.
And then I see, and no disrespect to anybody that's doing it, I see somebody else project. I was like, man, I know mine is better than that.
I got you. I feel you.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
It's like, I literally just had this breakdown a few weeks ago. And that's why it's good to have people that's been doing it longer,
right?
That you can call and say, "Yo, man, hey," and I called Darren and Q. I was like, Q's real name is Marcus, but we call him Q. We call Darren and Q, bro. Hey, man, we need to go ahead and push the sitcom out, bro, because I seen this junk online and it don't. I know it's not better than what we got. Right. And you know what I'm saying? They're like, bro, it's okay, relax. We're going to get it out.
Right.
We got to make sure everything is right. We got to make sure it's done correctly. It's going to come out. Just chill out. We understand that you see the stuff is cool, and it's all right. We understand that the quality is not to the standards that you would see it.
Right.
Because there's a standard that I have that everybody don't have the standard, and it's not that they don't have. It's not that they don't have the standard. They may not have the equipment to do the quality work that I am used to.
Right.
So. I had to learn to say, okay, look, it's all right. It's gonna be all right. I know I do good work. Right. It's always going back to saying, I know I do good work, or just building, or just having those affirmations. When there's them days where, like now, I'm in a place where writing is not at the top of my list, even though I want to get something done. I'm writing something now. And I was like, okay, if I write 2 scenes a week, it'll get done. If I don't, it's still going to get done. Right now, I have to focus on, this is what I need to focus on. Yeah. Sometimes you may need a break from everything to really reconnect, realign with yourself to say, okay, now it's, okay, all right, I took my break. And I'm at a place now where I'm at a place of peace mentally. That's what's up. And then in the place of peace mentally, it looks totally different because I'm so used to
chaos.
Yeah, I'm used to organized chaos. I am. So now I'm in a place where I don't really have nothing to think about.
Right.
What do I do? Okay, I just live.
Right. And that's all you can do.
And that's the hardest part is to live. Like, and people, and when you live, you have to make sure that you're living for yourself. Well, you know, depending on what your spirituality is, I'm a Christian, so I'm living for God. I'm living for myself and my wife, my kids, and I have that balance.
Right.
Like right now, I'm at a place of balance where if I want to go home and not do nothing, I want to go home and not do nothing.
Right. Right.
If I want to go home and get fussed at by my wife for not doing nothing, that's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I understand, like, life now, I'm at a place now where peace is more important than anything.
Yeah.
And that's what I want.
That is amazing because a lot of people talk about self-care. A lot of times when we do stuff, regardless of if it's in the film industry or not, you have to take care of yourself and provide that self-care, because a lot of times we want to do so much, but then we fail to take care of ourselves. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be good for anybody else or for anything. So once you start to love yourself and take care of yourself and see yourself, then that's when you can do all the things that you want to do.
Right.
That croissant good.
How does your spouse fit in with what you do? Is she very supportive of everything that you do?
I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing without her, honestly.
That's what's up.
Even though she's behind the scenes a lot, her push, and we do it to each other. We push each other to do the things that we need to do. But that's how my second film was able to come out, because during the time in the middle of filming my second film, Forgiveness.
Y'all making me hungry now.
In the middle of filming my second film, Forgiveness, my grandmother passed.
Oh wow, I'm sorry.
So in that time frame, like, I didn't want to do anything. And she helped me understand, like, it's okay. Understand that she's still a part of you. She's still there. She still loves you. She's going to be proud of you when you continue on. So just continue moving. And she was able to help me because I think maybe a year or two before that, she had lost her grandmother.
Oh, wow.
So having someone there that is able to go with you during the darkest moments of your life, it's always one of the best things, because now they see the best in you when you don't, when you would never see the best. They see your potential. They see the growth that you have, and it's like, go do it. You can do it. Go that push, that extra oomph. And now that I got it, it's like, okay, let me go ahead and do it and get this done with.
And that's what I love about my hubby, this push that he gives me, because I suffer from anxiety and depression at times and feel like giving up or different things like that. But he's always there to push me and to encourage me. I don't think I would have been this far without him pushing me and encouraging me and supporting me with any decision that I decide to make along with him. I talk to him, we discuss it, we talk it out. And that's what I enjoy about having a partner that really supports your dreams and supports you in particular with everything that you do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and if with having that, like, I like the Bible say, he that finds a wife finds a good thing.
Amen.
And finds favor. The part that people leave out is find favor in the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that favor is that extra head.
Right.
Because a lot of times, we as men, we don't think about stuff. We just go.
Right.
We're risk takers.
Right.
We're gonna do it, and then once we do it, like, oh man, I shouldn't have did that. That was stupid.
Right.
Sometimes, like, I know for my wife, hold on, wait a minute, think about it. Is that what you really need to do right now?
Right.
Or it's like, yeah, go. And then now when you got that free range to just go,
Right.
ooh, man, that's one of the best things there.
Right.
But the one that's, when you have to stop and be just just like a dog on a leash, that chain grabs you and yanks you back, and it's just that peace of mind where it's like, okay, think about it. Let's walk through each step. How does this meet with this and this?
Right.
So.
Right.
That
I always
is
say
amazing.
that, especially with raising men, if you don't put your foot in your son's ass and show him, he's gonna run amok because we understand how men are. You know what I'm saying? You leave a boy to his vices, and he'll go fuck up the world.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just how it. I ain't saying every boy, but you know what I'm saying? The majority, because I did it.
I did
you know what
too.
I'm saying? I fucking did it. But if I would have had, and the reason I didn't go as far as I did is because my mom was there to put her foot in my ass. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. When you have a boy, you need to really put a lot of emphasis on how you're gonna raise this boy, what you gonna give this child, because a lot of times, you know, women nowadays don't like that man, blah blah blah. Why you ain't doing this and you ain't doing that? And I get that, but a lot of times he can't give you what he didn't get.
Right.
You know, if he didn't get that,
Exactly.
he ain't gonna. If he didn't, his daddy didn't show him how to open up a door for a female. He more likely ain't gonna open up one for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
I had to. My son is having little issues. My youngest son, in school. Well, it's not bad. It's just like he doesn't care for his teacher. And I think everybody has been there. I think one thing about women, they're able to hide it better than men, better than guys are. And I told my son, hey, look, you ain't gonna like a lot of people, but you still got a job to do. Your job is to make sure you do your work. Your job is to make sure you answer these questions. Your job is to ask a question if you need help. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Okay. Tell me what I said. And he repeats what I said, so I know he's listening.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Now, does he do it all the time like he's supposed to? No.
right.
But I get it, cause he's just like his dad. I was at that age, 12 years old. I know I wasn't
I got you.
the sharpest knife in the drawer. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like you said, it's just about having that conversation. Just because now he'll remember
Right.
when he gets older. Oh, that's what he was talking about.
Right.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? They say you train a child in the way you want them, they'll go all the time. You know what I'm saying? They'll always fall back to it, and that is a true saying, because I failed in life. You know, I fell way from what I was taught and what I knew, and fell so far down. And when I'm down, looking up, like I won't talk this just because I saw it. I won't taught it. You know what I'm saying? My mom didn't want to teach me alcoholism and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Her love surpassed all that.
Right.
But at the same time, I saw it. But I knew it was wrong. It wasn't something I knew that it was right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't blinded by it. It's
Right.
just an addiction is an addiction.
Right, exactly.
You know, a lot of people be like, well, you could have just stopped. No, it's just addictions don't. If you don't understand addiction, shut the fuck up.
And then even with that, right, you go from one addiction, because my addiction, like alcohol, was it at the beginning. But I went from one addiction to another, which was sex. So like, so you will find like a lot of people go from whatever addiction they deal with. Some of them go to just working they behind on.
Right.
You know what I mean? And kudos to them. But a lot of times, I went from one addiction to women.
Right. Right.
And that addiction was probably worse than the other one, because it's one of those things that you want all this. It's
Right.
It's really an addiction, and people don't really understand. Like you said, if you don't understand addiction, please be quiet.
Right.
Because until you go through it, you don't really get it. You don't really.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people can say, yeah, I understand, but you can't really sympathize with what I'm doing because you haven't been there. Right. You can't empathize with what I'm doing because I've been there. You can sympathize with what I've done.
Right.
And that's why it's so hard for me to tell certain people like, yo, I feel what you're saying. I don't understand it. I feel what you're saying. I don't understand nothing what you're talking about.
Right.
But I feel you. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think that's what we have to do. Is
Right.
feel people and to get to understand.
Okay. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years with filmmaking?
That's another good question. Y'all got some good ones. 5 to 10. I haven't, what's crazy is I've done so much, I haven't released my own feature film yet.
Roger that. I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So I will say I will have a couple, because I have 4 sitting.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So in the next 5 to 10 years, I'll have multiple films, feature films, on different platforms.
And we'll be watching those.
I hope that everyone watches them.
Yeah.
That was one of the things where we have that big premiere.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? It's all over the globe. And I'm like, yo, I need y'all to come up here because we about to have fun tonight. We about to watch this movie for the first time. So those are things. That's what I feel I'll be at that wise. And people were asking me to do more directing for them or writing, like because I have a passion for both of them, and understanding how to turn off the director's hat while I'm writing and the writing hat while I'm directing. I think that's one thing that I had to learn, and it's still a struggle. But I understand, like, because I'll go back if I'm directing and even if I'm reading my own script, like, why in the world, what that?
I do that too because my mind is racing so quick with these first words, and I've already interpreted in my mind what I guess should be until I read the whole thing, and it's like, oh, okay, because I already want to change it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, because he has all these gerbils running up in his head.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I see what I was saying. Before I get too far and be like, I need to rewrite this.
Yeah, no, because I know I still do it. I'll be typing, and I hear the word in my head, and I skip the word on the page.
Yep.
So that must say, that was over there.
Yeah.
What was over there?
It's
not there. Like, it's not there. Like that girl over there. Like you don't see it right there. It's not there.
You're right.
So,
right.
Yeah, see, I'm his reader when he writes. So
I'll be like, read this, and she'll be like, you know, you ain't got such and such right here. Oh, just put it in there then.
or what is it? What is this?
Yeah.
So I definitely get that.
But I do understand.
A question I got, and a lot of people don't. Sorry, I was blocking. A lot of people don't talk about it that I've heard in the independent field, but it's like distribution. You know, should we put it on this, or people putting versus people going straight to a distributor other than going to a sales agent. You know what I'm saying? Because we have both avenues that we can tap into, and I just want to know what your take is. That's really the question.
So, which avenue do I think is better, or which avenue would I take? Depends on the person. Either. Okay. So, which avenue is better? Of course, it's better to do it yourself because you gain more residuals. But it's harder to do it yourself because you don't have the marketing.
Right.
So on the other side, if you have the avenue of getting an agent and getting you to that network, it's great to have it because they have the marketing.
Right.
But you don't get as much back in residuals, or they take more.
Right. Yeah. It's always now. One thing I have learned in school, there's deals that can be made. And if you choose, and a lot of times we don't know the right deals to make, and sometimes it's that deal where you want, because usually if you go to a sales agent, they're going to go to a distribution agent and put your film on. If they know multiple, they can put it on multiple. So now you got multiple incomes. But it's all about what deal you set up on that end, because now if I set up a deal where they get, or I get all the money up front. Everything that comes out, I get everything up front. But the residual money out of it, that it will grow because it's on these other platforms and it will gain money and income, ain't your money.
Right.
It's everybody else's money. So it's always best to let them take out their portions first. Learning from the school.
Right.
If you go through a sales agent. Now, if you go straight to a distribution agent or distribution like Maverick, you know what I'm saying? You get a one-time deal because that's all it is.
Right.
I'm game for any of them.
Yeah.
You know, to be honest with you.
I think now because because the streaming platform is so huge. Like FilmHub is one of the biggest things, right?
Yeah.
You can use FilmHub, and they distribute it to multiple things. Then they get 20%. I think FilmHub is the cheapest. They get like 20% off of it, and you get the remaining 80, which is great.
Right.
Like for the other side, for having a sales agent to go pitch it, if they get it, if you don't do the deal right, a lot of times they're gonna want to pay you, want to buy you out of it.
Right.
Right. So when you go to that process and you say, look, give me 400K, give me 5 points. Which 5 points is 5% of it. For those that may not know. And then that mug you get your 5% plus the, instead of you getting $1 million up front, you get $500,000, and the 5% of the residuals that's made. Y'all go do whatever y'all want to do with it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I want 5% off the gross, not the net.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People.
Right.
So those that might make sure you get your percentage off the gross and not the net.
Right.
Because now you're not once it come in, you get 5% off what's made and not what's been added, what's taken out.
Right.
So if you have multiple, if they have it on multiple networks,
Platforms, yeah.
you get 5%. That say you get Netflix, they lease it for 5 years, and that Netflix deal they gave $45 million. You get your 5% out of that. They go to somebody else and they lease it for another. You know what I'm saying? Now you're making money while you're sleeping, and that's where you want to be.
Yeah, and that's either knowing the game and knowing the platforms that I can all put it on legally in this, because this is a legal game. You know what I'm saying? In those instances, it's so many options to choose, because in those things, you, like you said, you want someone to speak from you that's knowledgeable in this thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to give me the best deal. Everybody's going to get paid in this thing. And if you don't understand that when you're in this business, that everybody gets paid, it's about me getting paid more.
Right.
In the end, because it's mine. And what is that deal going to look like?
Right.
So I get that money, and you don't. You get all the upfront costs and all that money, you blah, 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 but I get everything else that's...
Exactly.
Right.
So, like for instance, if I went out, like this feature that I got that I want to do it's a rom-com. It's titled Zoned. If I went out and shot it, they say, we'll give you $15 million right now, but we're going to replace the entire cast. We're going to change the story and everything. Now, I paid the cast, so they're good. So I don't have to worry about anything. I paid the crew, so they're good. Should I take this $15 million and go and rewrite something else and make my own? Yeah, you can do that.
Right.
Or, okay. So if y'all give me,
If you give me 15, how much you gonna get?
yeah, exactly. Okay, so how about this? If y'all give me 7.5, give me 10 points. I go back and give the actors and the cast and the crew
A little bit more money.
some more money. They decided to. Now I go back and have a meeting. Okay, we do that deal. They say, okay, we'll give you the 10% and the 7.5. Okay, cool. I go back and talk to my people. Hey y'all, they're gonna buy the movie. They want to recast it. They want to reshoot it. They want to redo it. Here's $200K for y'all.
Right.
For everybody that I work with. Thank y'all for being a part of it. Thank y'all for allowing me to get this where I needed to be. Let's go make another one.
Right.
Now, okay, I done gave y'all $200,000. Say out of so a large crew, say it's about 10 of us. $200K. You maybe drop $2 million. It was 10 of us. 10 of us, $2 million. You drop $2 million on that. You still got $5.5 million left.
Right.
All right. And out of that $5.5 million, I'm gonna take $500,000. I got another script that's ready to go. Go shoot that. Go put it on. Now I have the money to market.
Right.
And then on top of it, when they go do them deals for that other movie,
I ain't even worried about that.
I ain't even worried about that money.
Right.
That's when that's gonna come in. When I get them checks gonna come monthly now.
Right.
So now I got I got $500K to go do another movie. I got $1 million I can put towards marketing, and I still got $3 million left in the bank.
Right.
My family's still good.
Right.
So it's all about what you, and that's because I did music.
Right.
I understand the business side of it, because music, like what people didn't realize, like those artists had all those, when artists was releasing, when they had albums out, when they had CDs and things like that, cassettes or whatever, artists wouldn't get nickel, dime,
Right.
quarter. Like the most the artists probably would get was like 25 cents off each sale.
Mm-hmm.
So you think about artists selling 1 million copies, they only got $250,000.
Right.
At a high end, they made all their money off tours.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now, and then a lot of times the artist was out of their publishing, they didn't get paid. They didn't get paid their publishing.
Right.
So then they didn't have their master, so they really can't do anything else with it. So that's why a lot of artists got screwed over, because they saw the bonus signing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I love, like, I'm not sure, and Jason Weaver talks about it a lot. When Jason Weaver did Lion King, his mother said, no, I want to you take this and give me royalties off of it. Right. And that set him up for the rest of his life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now, if you have people that like that are in your corner, and that are not out to do you dirty, then that's how you can make your money.
Right.
Take a lower amount and get paid larger in the long run.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
Gotcha. So, what do you want from the industry?
I don't want anything from the industry. This industry doesn't. I don't want nothing from it. I just want to see people that I work with. The only thing that I would take from it is seeing people that I work with be in a bigger position than they are now. Yes, the money, the financial side of it is great to have, and that comes with all that.
Right.
But if I can see somebody that I work with on a major network, I feel like I'm good.
Right.
Because like I can say, hey man, I can call you, yo, congratulations, I thank you for working. Now people are going to go back and see what they were in beforehand, and it's going to bring more people to me regardless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you want to see people to see win, and it's not like you're using anybody. You just want to see people win, because I just want you to be in a platform so that I can say, I work with that person. Now, that's all I want to do.
Right.
Don't want to say I work with. I want to say I know you, especially like when you build a tight knit relationship, and I can call you and say, hey man, congratulations, I appreciate you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Continue doing what you're doing. Keep being great. Go do what I already know you can do.
Right. I feel it.
Is there anything that you would change in the business of film?
People not. Anything that I could change in the business of film, the thing that I would change is people not doing things together. People not unifying and doing something like great. Because everybody has a weakness. But because I have that weakness, that may be your strength. And your weakness is his strength. Your weakness is his strength. Right. And once all those strengths come together, there aren't any more weaknesses.
Right.
But in order to do that, you have to unify to understand that everybody has their strengths, and you have to be man or woman enough to know that you have a weakness.
Right. And
once you do that, then now you can set up and say, boom, boom, boom. Here we go.
Okay,
cool. I believe you said that too earlier with how you said as far as an actor needs to just understand themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just understand, and just like with directing, understand what you're doing, and you're looking at the whole picture. Right. Once you understand that, you're gravy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
That is so true. Well, we have come to the end of our show, the podcast, but we had such an amazing time with you. We would love to have you back on again. We would love that. Thank you for enlightening us with your information, with you just being here. and just coming out and being that person that you are. Because as soon as we asked you, you were like, yeah, I'll come on your podcast.
Yeah,
That was so cool. That was so cool. And we really do appreciate everything that you do. We wish you all the success in the world.
Yeah,
we really do, because you already successful already. We already claiming it for you, claiming it for everybody that's in your circle as well, like that. Thank you for your time. Is there any links or anything for people to get in contact? Do you want to tell them about your podcast and things like that?
So being a podcast host is it's a hard thing, especially when you're interviewing people. I have the pleasure of not interviewing anyone. We kind of talk about things that's on social media. The podcast is called The Relationship Perspective. It's on Filmmaker Podcast, which is on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, look up Filmmaker Podcast, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bells. Watch these podcasts. Let us know how you think about them. Those that want to follow me on Facebook, the Facebook is Idris, Ice Pearson, the space between those. If it's on Instagram, it's Idris _Ice _Pearson. And on TikTok, it is Idris Ice Pearson all together. And then make sure you guys, if you're following me on those social media platforms, make sure you check out my Motivational Mondays. I give a little motivational thing every Monday, so just to get people through the week, because I think it's always needed. And that's something that took a few months. I had been supposed to do this like last year, but I finally started, and people are engaging and enjoying it, so that makes me feel good as well.
It's not how you started, is you already started, so you're doing your thing. Some people don't even get a chance to start at all in their lifetime. So you did it, you're doing your thing, and you're doing a wonderful thing, and we appreciate you.
Before we let you go, say something to these amazing people out here of just encouragement.
Into the camera.
I got you. Yeah, that's...
Look in the camera.
I will, Demi. Goodness gracious. And this is something I always say. So those of you that are doing anything, doesn't matter what it is. I think I said this earlier this week on Motivational Monday. There is a reason why you're here. Your reason may not look like everyone else's reason, but there is a reason. If you're in the place of where you're thinking about ending it all, please don't, because someone needs you. There is a reason for you to be here. There's a reason for you to do what you're doing, no matter how big or small. If you're a mother, father, sister, brother, there's a reason for you. Take that reason, find out what it is, make it your purpose, and continue doing what you're doing, and keep being great.
Amen.
Amen.
I love that.
Well, we thank you all for your time. This is Demi.
And this is Chris.
We are the Johnsons, and this is our podcast.
Lights, camera, action.
Let's talk.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.